All right, guys, we're going to discuss 3 common nutrition mistakes that are made very often. People come to me with these all the time. Number 1 is going to be cutting out carbs and thinking that carbs are bad for you, especially if you're an active person. If you're weight training, strength training, or you're running or doing some sort of HIIT workout and you're cutting out your carbs, that's not the answer. Yes, if you cut out your carbs, you go keto or you go carnivore, you're going to drop a lot of weight quick, but that's really just because you're depleting all your glycogen, and glycogen is carbs that are stored in your muscle, in your liver, and each gram of glycogen holds 4 times its own weight in water. So if you cut out all your carbs, you're going to cut out all your glycogen, and then you're going to lose a lot of water weight. And then as soon as you go back to eating carbs, you're going to gain that weight right back. At the end of the day, really, you just need to eat less calories if you're trying to lose fat. You don't need to cut out all of your carbs. Carbs are your brain energy. Carbs are your main energy source for strength training to build muscle, and that's the main energy source you're going to be using when you're running. So you're going to feel like crap if you're cutting out your carbs and you're doing really low carb diet. So that is number 1. Number 2 is doing a fad diet. So that brings us right back to the keto, the carnivore, an elimination diet, cutting out all meats, going vegetarian, or like an intermittent fasting where you're only eating like 1 meal a day or something crazy. If you're doing that just for a short period of time and your mindset is, I'm going to do this for 60 days and I'm going to make a bunch of progress and then I'm going to go back to what I was doing before and then I'm going to get shredded and then I'm going to stop doing it and then I'm going to stay shredded. It doesn't work like that. You can't expect to maintain the results using this method and then going back to your old method. You can't expect to keep those results. You're going to go right back to where you were. So at the end of the day, again, those diets, those fad diets, the intermittent fasting, the keto, or like cutting out like meats and stuff, if you're going vegetarian or carnivore, whatever your diet is, or elimination diet where you don't need any sugars or you cut out cheese, milk, bread, any of those, really at the end of the day, the only way that you're going to shred off fat is by eating less calories than you were previously. You need to be in a calorie deficit. And then number 3, the third biggest mistake is not tracking your calories, not tracking your macros. That's going to be huge. You may make a lot of progress not tracking your calories, but if you're at a plateau, you're stuck, maybe you made some progress and you lost a little bit of fat, but now you can't lose any more and you're not tracking, that's when you should start tracking, because once you have the data, once you have the numbers, track your body weight, track your intake, make sure that you're in a deficit. Don't just guess that you're in a deficit. Make sure that you are actually in a true deficit.